Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen Odd and these are Karen's Oddities. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Really quick message. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. Maybe that's God saying don't make this video or shut the hell up. If you're someone like me that stresses out quite often about all the things that you cannot control, all the things that stress you out, all the things that didn't go right, if you're someone that often wants to control different aspects of your life and as much as possible because it makes you feel like you have the grasp or hold or control of something, we're really just living in a simulation for a finite period of time. We all have an expiration date, right? And if you just start viewing your challenges as it's a game. It's a game at the end of the day, right? The game is how quickly can you fix this? And how capable are you of fixing this without falling apart or without blowing up or without giving in or without giving up? That's what the game is. Every obstacle, challenge, problem, or as a good colleague of mine says, there is no such thing as problems. There are only situations. And with every situation, there is a resolution. There is a way that it can be addressed. I think what's really important and what I'm learning, and I'm not saying I'm fixed, quote unquote. I still have a lot to learn and a lot to incorporate into my practice. But I think that what I'm learning is, as long as I approach everything in a calm way and I trust it will be resolved and I trust in whatever you trust in, right? I trust in God. I trust in myself. That's me. Whatever you trust in. Everything takes care of itself. And once you truly, genuinely believe that, and you believe in whoever or whatever being, entity, person, thing that you trust in, life just seems a lot easier, right? And the load that you feel that you're carrying just starts to seem a lot lighter. And I don't want to make this a long video because I don't really have a lot to get into right now regarding it. I just had the thought and I wanted to document it in a video. Yeah, so I'm one of those people that I overthink. I can be controlling because I want to have things a certain way. Because if I have things a certain way, or if I know, if I can prepare for X, Y, and Z happening, I'm ahead of the game. I want to be prepared. I'm thinking ahead of what can happen if X, Y, and Z. And I'm thinking about what I'm going to say and do if this happens. That type of thinking is exhausting. And those of you that think like that, you know what I'm talking about. It's exhausting, it's draining, it's extremely stressful. Separate from those three things, it's extremely unrealistic. It is unrealistic to think that you will always have the answer to every situation that comes up, that you will always be able to seamlessly answer, respond, pivot to whatever comes up. It's unrealistic. And when you set those type of unrealistic expectations on yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure. And you're really just, it's not a good feeling, right? It's not a good feeling. So, I am dramatic. I know for those of you that don't know me personally, you don't know that, but you might have gathered that from some of my videos. I'm pretty dramatic. And there's a little tiny squirrel. Mix in my drama and mix in my overthinking, mix in my worrying, and it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess express, ready to explode and blow up anytime something doesn't go the way I envision, anytime something comes up that I didn't prepare for. And I have a pretty stressful job, right? I have a stressful job. I love my job. It's offered me a lot of opportunities. I've met some great people. I've traveled. Um, it's afforded me a lot of beautiful things that I have in my life and a lot of beautiful experiences and travel. I like my pay. I like my team. I like my supervisor. I love my job. But with that stress, like I had to just start shifting my thinking, right? Like I can't let it get the best of me. I refuse to let the stress of my job win. And I'm not saying stress management is not something that you need to address. If that's something you need to address in your life, I'm telling you now, this is your message. Make an effort to incorporate stress management into your life and into your lifestyle. If it's not professional or career related, make it a purpose to manage your stress, because long-term chronic stress is not good for any of us. But I had a conversation with my boss, and I'm like, I love my job, but I wanna be happy, and I want to continue being happy. I want to, all the things that I just listed that I love about my job. I told her, I said, but I want to be happy. I don't want chronic stress. So, we're having some discussions about some things that I can delegate to someone else on my team. Have those conversations, even if, like I said, if it's not work, if it's in your household, have those conversations about delegating. Have those conversations with someone that you trust, or just sit down and look at everything that you're doing and determine what can you afford to stop doing or not doing as frequently. What can you pass on to someone else? What are things that you were spending time on that are not really a priority? Just looking at everything, right? And I told her, like, yeah, I love all these things, and I know that some jobs are stressful, and sometimes I find myself just trying to like justify the stress of my job, right? Like, well, you get paid a lot, so your job is going to be stressful. That's not the case. I'm sure there are people that make way more money than me that are not entrepreneurs, that work for someone. They don't have like a bit of the stress that I have. You know what I mean? Like, so do not try to make excuses for the stress that you're experiencing, or think that you are the problem or that you are not good enough. Realistically, it's important to take a real analytical eye to what's the source of the stress and really lay everything out there, right? And make a determination and plan to help manage your stress properly. But I told her, I'm like, thankfully, I don't have children, right? I'm not a mom. I don't have a family, or my family, everyone works. Thank God everyone's able to work and afford the things that they need. I don't have to care for my family, my parents. I don't have children. It's just me, right? And I think that when it's just you, and I have 2 dogs, my 2 boys, but when it's just you, you can be a little bit more picky and selective. Like, I'm not forced to stay somewhere where I feel like I'm being worked like a slave, or where I feel like I'm chronically stressed, right? So we're currently undergoing an audit, and I've worked for this company going on 10 years next month, and I've worked in this specific division for 3 years in this current role. Like, I got hired, I got promoted like within 4 months because my manager left, and then I got into his role and just took off from there. But I've never worked in this type of field before, right? So granted, there is some shit that's fucked up, right? But at the end of the day, no matter how stressed or worried I am about the situation, the best that I can do, and the best that I can offer, and the best that I can do for myself is just do my best. And if I know that in every stage of this process, I've done my best, if I'm showing up every day, putting 110%, being honest, being consistent, that's all you can do. So obviously I'm talking about my specific situation that prompted me to make this video, but I really want those of you that are watching and have still stayed here for these 9 minutes and 20 something seconds, I really want you to just be easy on yourself, right? And accept that as long as you're doing the best that you can do, that's good enough. That is good enough. That is good enough. And if some days you can only put in 75%, that is good enough. Just be honest with yourself, I think, is what's really important. And also just holding yourself accountable, right? If you're consistently giving 70% of yourself to something that you're doing, then you know you're slacking. if you know that you've had a super exhausting day, you're stressed out, you're not feeling good, energy levels are low, etc., and 70% is what you can give, you have to consider all those factors. You have to consider that you're not always going to be operating at top tier 100%, 110,000%. You're not always going to have the answers. You're not always going to be quick with it. You're not always going to be top performer at whatever it is, whether it's being a mom, whether it's being a student, whether it's being a sister, brother, dog parent, whatever these roles are that we play, it's okay. And I guess I'm speaking about my situation and I'm speaking to my inner child and self, but I'm also speaking to a lot of you that are watching this video that can relate, right? It is okay to not always be that bitch. Psych. But it's fine, you know what I mean? And I don't consider myself a perfectionist. I don't think that's my thing. Some of you may say, well, no, that's like straight up someone that thinks that they're a perfectionist or wants to be one. I just think it's someone that is a high achiever, wants to be a high achiever. I think sometimes we can be people that receive some type of validation from a certain role that we play. And it's important to maintain a balance and a healthy relationship with those things. So, end of video. Point is, I'm going through this audit, y'all. There are some things that I didn't have. I gave what I have. I give the answers that I have. I'm giving the paperwork and support that I have. More requests are coming in. I'm giving it. I'm giving an explanation about why things were handled X, Y, and Z. I know that I am a person of integrity. I'm an honest person. I'm ethical. I'm process oriented. I'm learning. I'm trying. I bust my ass off. And at the end of the day, as long as I know that, and as long as that is true and I am true to myself, the rest is what it is. The chips are going to fall where they're going to fall, right? But today I decided, I'm like, I'm not gonna like die over this. Like, we shall see. And at the end of the day, like I've said, and I keep saying at the end of the day, we're just living in a simulation. And I know I sound crazy, and that's fine. But this is like a very temporary time in our lives. What's that other good saying? If it's not going to matter 5 years from now, don't think about it for more than 5 minutes, something like that. And if we use that approach for a lot of things, we could really better manage our stress. So yesterday I felt really stressed. The day before it's been a really stressful week. But today I just, I woke up and I'm like, I'm not going to stress out anymore. Like, I'm going to do the best I can. I submitted what was needed today. I submitted what was asked for yesterday. I submitted what was asked for on Monday. I submitted what was asked for last week. I'm pulling policy information, all sorts of things, right? And I'm just like, it's a lay of the land, right? There are going to be some stressful things that come up, and we deal with them and we move on. So I hope that you guys are having a great week, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. It is Thursday Eve, which is the eve to Friday, which I'm really excited to get to the weekend because I want to do something fun this weekend. Not that I didn't last weekend, but I want to do something fun. Did I do anything fun last weekend? I don't even remember what I did. I don't think I did because the weather was like bad. Yeah, Friday I went shopping on Sunday. I did that. That was fun. But I want to do something fun. Like, I want to go have a drink. Yeah, Friday I met up with my coworkers. I had a drink. Saturday, I believe I stayed home all day. And Sunday I went to the mall. But this time, like, I want to dress up. Like, I want to go on a hot date. So I hope that you guys have a good rest of your week. I hope that you also have a hot date, even if it's not with like a romantic partner. Maybe you can go on a hot date with yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking a shower, doing some nice self-care, using your favorite lotions, body oils, etc. Face care. Take out those little blackheads, wear like the gold strips, wear a face mask. For your skincare, get dressed up, do your hair, spray some of your best perfume or cologne, and just go out and have dinner by yourself, or go have a drink, or go to the movies, or invite your sibling or parent or friend and just have a good time. Life is short. Life is really short. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much.